Once again, I'm still interviewing. What's your name? Oliver who?
Oliver Tieno.
Oliver Tieno.
Yeah.
What you told me before was that you work with
BMU.
And you work, what do you do again?
I'm a fisherman.
And you work in the office, you weigh the fish, you you record the tonnage, etc., etc. I would like to know what you think of the... You told me at the beginning of the interview that the fish varies. What is the situation right now? Are you getting more fish or are you getting less fish?
Yeah, the situation now is we get less fish. Yeah, we get less fish from the lake compared to the last time, because at 3 months back we were getting large number, but now they have reduced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we are also... You're seeing that there's a new situation that's happening around here, around you. The situation is fish ponds. What's your take on it? What do you think about it?
As fish pond, I can say that from the lake we get like fish like species of tilapia. Now it is not there. It is because it is rare to catch it. I think I will wish that the fish pond that are being made around should be of tilapia.
Okay. Why of tilapia?
Because as we compare the market of tilapia or the catch of tilapia around our lake, there's no tilapia.
Oh, okay. And why do you want to tilapia? We could do with other fish, maybe.
Yeah. Why I'm saying tilapia, because in our around here, tilapia is the common.
Do people like it, or do people make more money out of it? Why tilapia?
Compared to people around here, people like tilapia and they cannot get it. Yeah.
So you think that it is good riddance that that people are beginning to construct fish ponds?
Yeah.
And you'd rather that they are filled up with tilapia?
Tilapia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thing that you would like to say? Do you think that this will employ young people?
Yeah, I wish that if we construct many tilapia here, we'll get young men to work around there, like a fish pond. They should have a guide, those who will look after them. Yeah.
So that will bring in employment and money.
Yeah.
Very well. Okay. Thank you very much. Other than that, we have somebody who is, I would say, a professional in this area of fish farming, somebody who works every day with this product and the development of it. He works for the government and is a regulatory body or some sort of body that helps fish farmers, to develop fish ponds. With me is
Maurice Midamba. Work with Lake Basin Development Authority. I'm an agriculturalist. Now, I'm based in Kisumu. That's where I work at Kibos Integrated Fish Farm.
very well.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because I hope by the nature of your work entails certain things which could encompass what is being done here in Kendu Bay.
Right. I'm happy to tell you that fish farming is taking up very well in Kenya, but one of the challenges that the people practicing fish farming undergo is lack of fish fingerlings, the young ones. Now this comes both from tilapia and the African catfish. Our people need where they can buy fish fingerlings. The government institutions which produce fingerlings are not doing adequate supply. The supply of this kind fingerlings are bought by farmers from all over the country. They come from Central Province, they come up to Kibos Fish Farm, and we are overwhelmed. So the Sagana Fish Farm is there, but it's not serving the market. Lake Basin is there with several farms, but still the demand cannot be met.
My assumption, therefore, is that you are promoting other people who can be able to go into the fingerling production.
That is why we are now offloading this kind of activity to our community, so that private farmers can also assist in producing fingerlings, so that they can subsidize what we are producing at our government farms. At the moment, we have several private farmers who are dedicated by the Kenya government to produce fingerlings and sell to the community around.
Okay. Do you foresee a situation where smaller farmers, like in this area, would be able to get some sort of? Is the government able to give them some sort of incentive to do this work that they're doing, or do they do it entirely on their own? And how do you look at it?
The government has been very kind to the fish farmers. At the moment, we have the program under Economic Stimulus Program. The government is trying to aid the local farmers to build up fish ponds. They buy for them fingerlings at affordable prices. They supply them with nets which they can use to harvest their ponds. They also give them feeds. But this will come to an end. The government cannot give them forever. So they are expected, once they harvest, they are supposed to plow back that money and buy their own feeds now.
And I also believe that the technical advice is also even the most crucial one, because people cannot do anything if they don't know how to do it.
That is one area which I would want to say that there has been a lot of challenge. The government has lacked workers who can give technical advice to the farmers. That's why some of them fail. They don't know how to harvest, they don't know how to feed, and at the end they produce substandard products. But those who are going for extension services, they can manage to visit the stations like Kibos. They have managed to succeed in this business. And the majority of them have really expanded what they are doing right now.
Now, when you talk about Kibos and you know, where you get technical advice, it also means that the farmer will have to go to the point where you can get technical advice. Could it be done the other way around? Is that possibility there?
It is a bit expensive for our institution to send the one extension staff who is there to everybody. Instead, what is being done right now, farmers organize themselves in groups and they come to training. Once they get that training, they impart it to other people around them.
And that training, I hope, is for free?
It's not for free, it is a subsidized fee. Farmers from this community can pay something like 1,000 bob for them to get that training for the whole day.
Okay. Oh, that's good. At least that's not too expensive. Oh, that's an incentive. Yeah. That's definitely an incentive. Okay. Is there anything you would like to add when you see what is being done here by this gentleman here? Is there anything that you probably would like to add so that other farmers or other people around could be able to pick up on what he's doing?
Yeah, I've seen several fish ponds around this place. They are done not in a better way. I would want this gentleman, because he has the potential. The land where he is operating is very ideal for fish farming, and he has a lot of the water around him is enormous. So I would want him to do it in a perfect way, such that he can be a learning institution for others. They can come and learn what he's doing, because we are ready to offer him technical support so that he can do something which is standard. So
this would, you encourage him to do this in a way that is absolutely acceptable, so that this place becomes not just a fish farm as it were, yeah, but also a learning institution.
Yeah, a learning institution.
For
and
people
I would advise him to maybe in a later date he can charge something small. Those who are coming here, because when you give people things free, they may not take that knowledge very seriously. But when they pay for it a little, they will go and implement it and be serious with it.
Oh, now, you know that I don't live in Kenya, I'm just visiting. There are very many, there's something called, what do you call it, environmental tourism?
Ecotourism.
Ecotourism,
Right,
that's the word.
Right.
Now, ecotourism would it really apply here? Do you think that people would like to come here, just pass over and see how how this place, how this place works and so on? Because that's, in my opinion, maybe possible.
I think that would add value to this farm, because if you look around at the scenery, what is here is very nice, but people lack place where they can sit and view or visit and get more information about what is happening around. They cannot just ask everybody, but if they have a specific area, institution where they can come and be received and they be told what is happening around, I think it would be a very nice scenery for ecotourism in this region.
Okay, on closing statement?
On the closing statement, I would just advise my friend who is doing this business to take it seriously so that he can reap out of it. And fish farming is a very serious farming in Kenya right now. Everybody is trying to undertake it, and we encourage him to do much more than what we are seeing here today.
Thank you very much. This is I've been talking to Midamba, who's a professional in this area. Thank you very much for the professional advice. Bye.